Welcome to Before the Bid, your connection to some of the world's best livestock sales. Stay tuned as your host, Andy Howe, takes you coast to coast, stopping along the way to talk with producers about their operation, their livestock, and of course, their upcoming sales. Let's get to it.
Welcome, livestock friends, to this Before the Bid podcast. And on this one, we are going down to Martin, Georgia, and we're going to talk about an online sale that's going to be on SC Online Sales, and it is going to go off on Tuesday, November the 1st, and it is called the Banners and Beyond Online Sale. And on the phone with me here for this one, I've got a guy that they have been doing sales for about 5 years now. They do a live sale in the spring, and then they do an online sale in the fall, and so they have thrown this one up on SC Online. It is posted right now, so you can go on and see that one here. And so again, we're going down to Martin, Georgia, and we're going to be talking with Daryl Freeman here from the Banners and Beyond sale. And Daryl, you guys have any rain in sight down there in Georgia?
No, unfortunately not. We're pretty dry in this area of the country. People spitting hay, and I guess we're optimistically dummies. but that's farming.
Right.
Take the good and bad at the same time and going from there.
Right.
But, it's tough. You got to love it.
Right, you do, and as we talked a little earlier, we figure out different ways to manage things and different ways to get along and make it all work.
That's right. You just figure out a way to make it get by, and I guess that's life. And we love the cattle business, we love farming, and we just go from there. I don't know anything else to do.
Right. Yeah, I think there's a lot of us in that boat as well. So, Daryl, why don't you start us out? Tell us a little about your operation. Tell us a little bit about who's involved in the operation and where you started and where you're headed to next.
We started the Banners Beyond sale 5 years ago, like you said, live sale in the spring, and fall we have an online sale. Rick Woods, myself, and Matt Karish from Mississippi started it, and it's grown from there. And this sale we're having right now, there's 4 of us consigners, myself and my son Justin and my son Sam. We own Freeman Cattle Company. Woodlawn is owned by Rick and Sharon Wood. Millstone Farm is Adam Andrews. He's about 20 miles from here, as well as Rick. And Southern Roots Cattle is owned by Willie. He's about 20 miles from here. And we've got a new guy that's just got in it in the last couple of years, and he's trying to convert from commercial cattle over to Simmental, Angus, Dwayne Turner. And I think Rick is trying to mentor him and grow his program. We've sold some good cattle in the past. It went on, the main thing with our sale is good functional cattle that go on and make good mama cows, and as well as show heifers. We had a show heifer year before last that sold, and she ended up, Chick Girls from Illinois, I think it is, bought her, and she was the winningest show heifer of the year, purebred Simmental. And she was raised right around here by Kim Chastain, and Kim didn't, unfortunately, she didn't have anything to sell this fall, but really hung our hat on her because she done really good and for the Chick Girls. And we tried to sell and mainly good performance cattle. There could be some show heifers in there, and as you and I were talking earlier, end of the day, they've got to go to the pasture, and
right.
They win before then, that's great.
Right.
And with our sale, if there's any problems, call whoever you got it from, and they'll work with you. The way we look at it is we want to treat somebody just like we'd want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And that's worth a lot to me. I don't want to be treated wrong, and so I don't want to do anybody else wrong.
Right.
And that's worth a lot in my book. And we've got several good cattle in this sale, and we just hope for everyone to watch and bid freely.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Buy hay. to
Right.
get money to buy.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys are a Simmental based, and it looks like you guys have pretty much a lot of purebred Simmentals, and started in that.
Yeah, yeah. Mainly everybody's herds are probably 95% Simmental or Sem-Angus. There's a maintainer in this sale, but I'm pretty sure she had a Simmental mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. But Rick Woods, I think Rick's been, we talked earlier, and this is like 26 years he's been in the Simmental business. So
Mm-hmm.
he's been around a long time, and I'm myself and my sons. We've been doing it for about going on 10 years,
Okay.
and still learning every day.
Right.
But
Right.
uh,
Now, are you guys a fairly large operation, a fairly small? What's that outlook?
everybody in the group runs between 30 to 70 cows, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay.
Mama cows. I mean, it varies, but
Right.
nobody's a great big operation, and the only way to really have a sale is we're not big enough to have our own sale,
Right.
is to get several people together. And that was the idea behind the Banners and Beyond to start with, and
Mm-hmm.
was three or four of us to get together and put together several lots and have a sale. And
Mm-hmm.
guys, we can't keep them all.
Right, right, absolutely, and get your name out there, and get some good cattle out there for other people to turn around and come back and use you guys again.
Yes, sir. And we appreciate them. Rick and I used to be a member of the Cattleman's Choice sale well, Dwight Cooper, CNC Farms, basically, it was his sale. We were members, and that sale dismantled. And Rick and I were talking, and we needed a place to market our cattle. And so
Mm-hmm.
we came up with this, and
Mm-hmm.
it's worked really well the past several years. And we're trying it again.
Right, right. And you guys have a larger group, obviously, and you kind of put some of those in here, but you guys have a larger group for the other
Yeah.
sales that you have had, and some of them just don't have
Yeah.
something for this sale, but you guys are going to keep going on with that and keep using that group and maybe growing that group. Is that the outlook?
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's three or four more that's usually sells with us, but they didn't have anything this fall to put online and try to sell. And I totally understand that. And usually in the spring sale, the live sale, yeah, we'll have three, four more consigners, and we'll have 60 to 70 lots, and
Okay.
try to keep it down on the online to maybe 15 to 20
Right.
lots. Then anyway,
Right.
so
Okay.
it worked out great this year, and I appreciate everybody trying to put good ones in and get everything going and having them look good. And we're learning as you go, and
Right.
we just hope it goes good this year. And appreciate all the past customers, and look forward to new customers.
Do you guys sell some bulls in that live sale in the spring, or are you all mainly
Yeah,
females again?
usually maybe one or two.
Okay.
But really, we don't promote and sell bulls in that sale. I
Okay.
mean, a lot of bulls.
Okay.
We have sold them before, and a couple of years ago, a guy, he sold a nice bull to Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
but the majority of them in that sale in the spring is pairs and breds, and they may be a few open heifers, but it's mainly pairs and breds and bred heifers and genetic lots. And
Mm-hmm. Okay.
we've sold cattle all over the country in both sales. So, and hadn't had anybody, nobody's told me in person that they had a bad experience. I'll
Right.
put it that way.
Well, that's good. So you've got a good group together of
Yes,
guys
sir.
that stand behind those, and that is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, I totally agree. I
Right.
totally agree.
Most of these outfits in there, are you guys spring calvers then, for the most part?
Mainly fall calvers.
Oh, okay.
And these I'd say 75-25 spring, fall and spring.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
mainly everybody in this neck of the woods calves in the fall, and then you're gonna have a few that fall into the spring category or the winter,
Right.
but I'd say 75% of people calve in September, October, November around here.
Okay. So that may be why that spring sale might be a little larger. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's harder to get cattle born in the spring around here for a sale, per
Mm-hmm.
se, because there's not as many to pick from,
Mm-hmm.
spring borns.
Right.
And as you well know, not all of them are the greatest in the world, I guess you'd say.
Right.
I mean, they're good, functional cattle. And I'd say, like you was talking about, the majority of calves are born in the fall around here.
Okay. But you guys have enough springs, and there's a few falls in this one to put together
Yeah,
for
yeah,
this sale.
yeah.
So just another outlet to market some of these cattle and get them out there.
Yeah, like there's a heifer in here from Mr. Turner. She's coming up on 2-year-old. She's calved already and had her baby. And
Mm-hmm.
from talking to Mr. Turner, she's good to go. Her and the
Mm-hmm.
calf both. So,
Good.
I mean, that's that's the name of the game. Heifer that had her first calf and no problems with her or the calf, and
Right.
she's doing good and raising her calf and no problem.
Good.
I think that's lot 10.
Right. He's going to offer her up as a cow-calf pair. So, yeah. And I guess if they want, and we can get into that a little bit later too, but if they want, he can probably get them another picture and things of the cow and calf if they
Yeah.
need that.
I'm sure you can. Yeah, that should be no problem.
Sure. Yeah, listed here on SC why she's pictured and videoed as a pregnant cow, I'm assuming, because she doesn't have enough udders. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so you can.
Yeah, and that picture was probably taken over a month or 6 weeks ago, and
Sure.
before she bagged up and had her baby, and
Sure.
so I'm sure he has no problem with getting a picture with her with a calf.
Okay. And I guess some housekeeping things on this sale. With these guys that are consigning, these cattle are at the different locations. They're not all coming to your location, correct?
No, sir. They're at the consignor's house. We're all within 25 miles of each other,
Okay.
but they're at different locations of the farms. And like I say, you can come to everybody's within 30 minutes of each other.
Okay. So if they want to take a day and come look at all of these, why, absolutely possible to go around and see them.
Yeah, you can ride around. We're all within half hour of each other
Mhm.
anyway.
Okay.
Be pretty easy.
Okay. But you're kind of managing all of this and putting this all together for these guys, and so that's why we're calling it a Martin, Georgia, and that's why we're talking to you, right?
I guess so. I got nominated to do this.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, that sounds good. Well, I know we sure appreciate it.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you doing that. And anything else we need to know about the operation or any of these other operations before we get into some of these cattle?
Pretty neat deal, I think, is millstones. The name of their farm came from them finding, when they bought the farm, they found millstones
Mm-hmm.
buried in the ground, and they were trying to come up with a name for the farm, so they named it Millstone. Adam Andrews owns it, him and his dad and his family, and that's what they came up with. And something you might be interested in, Willie Crump, Southern Roots Cattle. Willie's day job is he's a teacher.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's cool.
He's a science teacher in high school, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, that sounds good. We'll have to call Willie, and we'll swap stories and things.
Yeah, that's right. You guys would have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we had a teacher on a couple weeks ago. Good deal. Okay, let's take it back for just a second, because
Okay.
the millstone deal, for some of those people that might not understand, what is a millstone and what does it do?
Certain millstones, they was used years ago to grind wheat, barley, to make flour.
Okay.
And some of those millstones they used to sharpen axes, the old tools that they used back in the day,
Sure.
sharpening the knives. I mean, but it's just a huge, big stone,
Mhm.
round shaped, and they were mounted on wheels and a pulley and a belt,
Sure.
and just hold it up against it and sharpen stuff or grind stuff, put two
Right.
of them together and grind stuff in between it. it was back way before my time.
Right, right, right. Mine as well, and I'm going to guess a lot of the people that are listening. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So it was like those guys just took those stones out and threw them down and buried them. Is
I
is that
guess.
is that kind of the story you think?
I guess, or it could have been an old farm back
Mm-hmm.
in the day, and it's been bulldozed over and
Right.
buried, and they found it.
Oh wow, that's cool. They got them on display down there. Some of them.
Yeah, yeah, right in their driveway.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I would too.
That's cool. Yeah. So see those when you go down to Millstone, get a little history lesson on there.
That's right. Yes, sir.
That's really neat. Yeah, we'll have to call Willie and say, hey, Willie, give me some teaching strategies, maybe. So you guys, again, you guys have had these sales for 5 years and sold some
Yeah.
successful cattle and really growing your market down there and moving these cattle all around the United States.
Yeah, like I said, 2 years ago, a heifer that sold in the sale was winning the show heifer of the year,
Mm-hmm.
which made us feel good because it wasn't like she won 10 little jackpot shows around here.
Right.
She won, at Louisville and Denver and Simmental Breeders sweepstakes and big shows. And
Mm-hmm.
it made us feel good. She came from a small breed.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And again, selling a lot of functional cattle and cattle that are going to go out in the pasture and work for these guys and produce some of these cattle that maybe they just want functional cattle or maybe they want show cattle and they can get that from these cattle.
Right. No doubt in my mind.
Right.
These cattle will produce.
Good base to roll off of.
Yes, sir. I think so.
All right. Well, Daryl, let's get into some of these cattle. Again, we've got the Banners and Beyond online sale on SC, and it's going to go off on November 1st. It is posted, so feel free if you want. Pause this just a second, and you want to go to SC and you want to look down through here and watch these videos and look at these cattle as we go through these. And Daryl's going to talk about them for us and tell us what he knows about them, and you guys can make your own judgments on them and bid on them and whatever it is that you need to do. But let's start out with this lot one, and this one does come from you, Daryl, and we have got a Ruby's Currency sired female here, and we've got a fall female here to
Yes.
start this lineup.
Yes, sir. She's a big, soggy, thick heifer. She's feminine up front. She's going to do some winning, but her main focus, as I don't see any reason she shouldn't make a whale of a cow.
Right.
She's calm, cool, collected. She's quiet. I have no problem and no doubt in my mind she's going to be a tremendous cow.
Right.
And she'll make a show after. She is halter broke. I know that. She's good to go. And her mother was a legendary donor cow for the Tingles who sold out a few years ago. And her daddy's was a real high dollar bull. No doubt in my mind she's going to be a whale of a cow. And she's going to be a good show heifer right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
you guys have not had her out at all then?
No,
Okay.
no, she's never left the farm.
Okay.
None of these heifers have ever been to a show, I don't think.
Okay. But yeah, I absolutely agree. She's got cow power written all over just how powerful she is and stout and massive. And look at the bone that this one's got.
Yeah, she's quite big for her age. And she just, in one word, you said it, stout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see her every day, and she's just been that way since she was a baby calf.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of them when you walked in the pasture, you said, dang. And
Who's that one?
Yeah, I have a grandson that was showing. He's not this year, and that's the only reason she's been offered is because I don't have any family members showing right
Mm-hmm.
now. And I said, well, I want to sell a good one, and I talked my son into it, and we put her in the sale.
Right. Right. The reason to raise a good one is to sell a good one, right?
That's right. Sometimes it's hard to sell them, but
Yeah,
oh, well.
absolutely agree. But yeah, what a whale of a cow there. Even if they don't want to show her, but yeah, I absolutely agree. She can go out and do some well in the show ring, and yeah, I absolutely agree. Turn her out just as functional as she is. Stout, deep. She's a nice one. I enjoy her.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Do we want to talk the lot 2 as well while we're right there?
Lot 2, she's a very fancy heifer. I've seen her one time when we went and looked at them. In my opinion, I think she'll make somebody a show heifer.
Mm-hmm.
She's also going to be a tremendous cow.
Right.
She's soggy, big bone, big bellied, wide back. I was watching her that day, and she tracks really well, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got that blaze face that everybody loves.
Right.
She's a good heifer. And she's like a February, if I remember correctly.
Yep, February 28th. Yeah, so
Yes,
right
sir.
at the end of February. And she comes straight
Yeah.
out of the Woodlawn. She's all Woodlawn bred there, at least what
Yeah.
she is here listed on SC.
Yes, sir. I remember Rick talking about that. He was really proud of her.
Right. Right, but she's a good one as well. And let's not skip over this lot 3. We've got a data bank here, and this one's actually a maintainer, which she's kind
Yes,
of a
sir.
little bit of an outlier here for this sale that's got a lot of semis in it. But, boy, you talk about a sharp one and a rip-fronted one.
I'd love to see this one next spring as bred
Mm-hmm.
because she's green as a gourd. She's long neck, long hip, big bone, hairy out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say a bad word, but she's got a lot of hair.
She does, yes.
She just needs time and feed.
Right.
That's all she needs. And it really, the heifer is in super shape, but her best days are ahead of her. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be a really, really good show heifer,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Right. Yeah, and when I went searching down through those, I thought, here's the future heifer. The one that just take her home and feed her, and you're going to enjoy this one, enjoy the future that she's got in her, because she does. And like you said on the video, she's a little green. You can tell that. And the video was quite a bit earlier, so she might be one that you want to go look at.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
She might be the sleeper of the sale.
Right. Yeah, but she's pretty good. I enjoy her a lot. Well, Daryl, let's go down and talk about the Lot 5 female here. And you want a little blaze on the face, a little white on the face. We've got a Logic 5E sired female here, and we're looking at a February 10th heifer. And she's a 5/8 semi 3/8 Angus.
Right. She's going to be a show heifer. And what makes me say that is the way she's made, the way she travels, and she'll turn into a tremendous cow because her mother, I guess everybody says this, I can't miss cow. Her mother has literally not missed.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother has produced show heifer. This makes 3 show heifers she's produced. And then her mama has a bull calf year before last. That bull calf goes on game test, and he's a top performing some Angus bull. So it tells me that she can produce show heifers and performance cattle. And if she can do both, that's the name of the game. And this heifer is going to carry on that lineage. And this heifer's long neck, long back. She's a little green because she hadn't been on feed that long, but
Mm-hmm.
she's pretty nice. I don't want to brag on my stuff too much, but this one she's going to be good.
Right. Well, I'll brag on her just a little bit. I absolutely agree with what you're saying. And watch this video and watch this thing track out. She absolutely fills that track, and she just really, really nice on the move, really attractive on the move.
I'll probably get in trouble for selling her because she's my wife's favorite. And she'll just look at me and say, I can't believe you're selling Shimmer's calf.
Right.
Well, got to pay the bills.
Right. 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 And get some good ones out there. And I really like that one.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you. Yeah, she'll be a high percent. And if her mama, we should have had a picture of her mama on there too. Her mama is an ex-show heifer. She was champion of the state in like 2015, I think, as a low percent semi, and she's well bellied. And she's passing it on to her offspring. And that's the mark of a good cow, in my opinion, and mated to different bulls every year. And we need to flush her, but you can't flush everything.
Right. Right. Understand and agree with that. Yeah. But yeah, one of those that's not miss. And this one, boy, she didn't miss on this one. This one's nice.
Thanks, sir.
Really, really nice. And yeah, she does. She's got that little blaze on her. They're going to catch her when she walks in.
Yeah, she's got that wow factor.
Mm-hmm.
She's got enough white on her face to make a judge look twice.
Right.
I guess to catch her attention. But like my wife says, that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Right. Right. Yeah. We've talked a little cow power, but boy, you get down to this lot 6, and again we've got another one out of the Woodlawn operation, and another
Yeah.
one that's Woodlawn bred, Woodlawn Commando, and we got a February female here. She's a 5/8 semi, a red one, and boy, she's got cow power written all over her.
Rick Woods is really, really proud of this heifer, and he should be. I saw her, and she's a tank
Mm-hmm.
for her age and the way she's made, and she's got cow power written all over her. In my opinion, she's better than her picture and video. I know she's better than her picture. In her video, you can see glimpses of it, but she's a really, really, really good heifer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Rick says he regrets selling her. He really likes it. I'll put it that way.
You got one in here to hurt you and one in here that hurts him. Well, you got 2 of them, but yeah, some of the ones that they hurt to sell. Why?
There's a guy that we had talked to in the cow. He's been in cow business a long time, and he told me, he said, "Well, Daryl, sell till it hurts,
Right.
and then keep selling." I said, I understand what he's talking about now.
Right. Right.
Because you sell the good ones, and you're like, I don't know if I want to or not.
Right.
But you can't keep all of them, and producing is the name of the game.
You're right. This one again, cow power written all over this one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, really like that one as well. Let's skip down and let's go down to one of Dwayne's here. And we're going to go down to that lot 10. We hit on her just a bit. She's going to sell as a cow-calf pair. She's a half semi.
Yes, sir.
And she's got a Champion Hill cow behind her. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's the way. I hadn't seen her pedigree in front of me, but from talking to him, and Mr. Turner has been in the business a short period of time. He is trying to sell some of his better ones, and he told Rick, well, Rick went and picked out them, and he said, they're not showstoppers, but these are really, really, really good cattle. And this heifer he's selling, she laid down and had her calf, and the calf's fine. She's fine. Got a nice udder on her. She's milking. She's feminine. There's nothing wrong with her. I mean, she's a good heifer. And
right. Good functional. The homework's already done.
yeah, she's feminine. Had her first calf. Got her whole life in front of her. And I think he told me she had a bull calf, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And Mr. Turner is a really good guy, and I'm sure if anybody has any questions, to call Mr. Turner. His number's on the sale page.
Sure. Yeah, right down there on the lot page. So yeah, give him a call.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's some of those cattle that are really in demand, and some of those cattle that are going to be hard to find with some of these genetics here. And you've got one of those in this lot 11 that comes from the Southern Roots. We got a something about Mary here, February female.
Yeah, from Southern Roots, Willie Crump. He had actually, I think he bought this. She was a baby calf on a pair he had purchased. She's a something about Mary. Her mother is a heck of a cow. This heifer was actually at my house last week. Big bellied, moderate framed, a very nice heifer. She just needs some attention. I don't want to say attention, but she's a little green. She's young. She is very powerful for her age, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to be a well of a cow. And there's something about Mary cattle are some of the hottest cattle on the market there is.
You're right.
And I think Willie's got some of his semen in the sale also.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we got some semen down there we'll talk about, yeah.
She's one of them that she was here when I clipped them all last week, and she's one of them that you turned around twice when she walked by us. What is that? You know, what is that big bellied heifer? And he told me, and I said, okay. She is a very nice heifer, and if I remember correctly, she walked good, she tracked good, and very calm, quiet, had no problem with her.
Right.
You know, if a little kid wanted to show her, I see no problem with it. She just needs a little TLC and a little time spent with her, but she's quiet as she can be.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I agree. She gets around this pen on this video quite well, reaches out, fills that track up, and really good looking heifer on the move as well.
Yes, sir.
Right. And yeah, being a Sam, why, those cattle are hot.
Yeah.
Got a couple other breds in this sale as we go down through there, a couple other heifers as we go down through this offering. And then when we get down, we've got some embryo packages, we've got some semen, got some other genetics that we're going to sell on this sale.
Southern Roots has got some embryo packages by a hot bull silent partner and the donor clinique. I think Willie got the cow cam originally from Hill Brands up in Minnesota. I think I'm correct on that.
Okay.
And seems like the embryos are all at Transova in Iowa, so it'll be no problem to ship them. I'm not sure about if he's got any of those silent partner clinique calves on the ground yet. I don't think he does. I know he's got some pearl heifer that a kid showed for him a couple years ago. She's a really nice ground pounding cow. She was big belly, big rib. She's a bankroll daughter, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
My mind's not as good as it used to be in remembering all this stuff, especially about other people's cattle. It's hard enough to keep up with my own. But
I understand.
Pearl deal, I think he's selling Justify embryos, and in another deal he's selling silent partners.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
And Clinique, silent partner, and red answer. And I've seen some red answer calves, and they're pretty dang nice. So in the semen millstone, the redstone bull came from Larry Lee out in Missouri. He looks awesome. I hadn't seen any of his calves, but I think I may try to buy some of that semen myself from the red bull.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, Adam Andrews at Millstone is selling Justify semen, and Justify's got some really, really good calves. And Southern Roots is selling some semen by their young bull Maverick. And Maverick is a son of Remedy, in my opinion, which it worth a whole lot, but I think Maverick's going to be one of the hottest bulls in breed in a short period of time. What I've seen of him, he's very complete. He won at like the junior show or Eastern Regionals this summer, and they're collecting him now. He is very, very, very good bull. I've heard a lot of them say he's probably the best Remedy son that's going right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, good deal. So, yeah, you can start in on the ground level right here and
That's right.
get some of the first stuff, right?
That's right.
Right. They just started collecting him not very long ago, so this might be some of the – I mean, it is the first offer to this bull, right?
Yeah. I think what Willie Crump had told me was they're collecting him, and if you buy the semen, you're not supposed to get it tomorrow, but they're collecting him right now.
Okay.
You know, I mean, they may not have enough on hand today, but you'll be getting your semen just no problems.
Okay.
You know, he's a young bull, so, and they're collecting. They've already got some semen on hand, but that's where they're going to work that. And Willie's also selling the executive order, and everybody knows what he's done in the breed. And he's selling something about Mary semen, which is very hard to get.
Sure.
And everybody knows what he's produced.
Right.
So.
Right.
And some pay the price semen and some profit. And profit, he is one of the higher valued bulls in the breed. And I think Willie's selling a couple straws of his semen. And all the semen and genetics, embryos, will be stored at Transova from Willie and Adam both.
Okay.
So should be no problem to, it's all centralized.
Right.
It can be shipped anywhere.
Right.
But,
yeah, Transova, they ship a little bit of that stuff every once in a while. So
yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, so just they'll call out there, get it figured out where it needs to go, and put it together if they need to, or however they need to work that.
And they have their own FedEx truck.
Right. Right.
an airplane.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And again, we're talking the Banners and Beyond online sale on November 1st on SC. And it's going to start going off, as I said, there on November 1st. And Daryl, you talked about these cattle. They're not in the same place. But what happens if we get one from Daryl and we get one from Millstone and we get one from Southern Roots? What can we do with that? Are we going to have to go around and pick all those up, or what's the plan on that?
No, we'll work with truckers trucking anywhere they want to go. I mean, we can centralize the cattle and put them all in one location, or if three need to go to Iowa, they'd all go on the same truck or trailer. The hauling should be no problem.
Okay.
I mean, we'll get them together and everybody works together and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
And at the cheapest rate we can find.
Right. Right.
And health papers, everything will be good to go.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, Daryl, anything else we need to know about the sale? Need to know about these cattle?
I just welcome everybody to join us and bid freely. And if you have any questions, call any of the consigners and everybody will be glad to talk to you, chat with you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or just talk cattle.
Right. Right. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, and maybe even get them some more if they want another picture or they want anything like that. Why,
Sure.
that can be done as well.
Sure.
Okay.
It's just like with the cow and calf, just that can be arranged and we'll put it up or he'll take a picture, whatever we
Sure.
need to do.
Sure. Okay. And they can find you guys on Facebook as well and see some of the things that you guys have done. I failed to mention that earlier. You guys do have a
Yes.
Banners and Beyond Facebook page.
Yes, sir. My son Sam takes care of that, and he tries to keep it updated and keep looking back at that for updates or whatever need be. And he keeps it updated and checks it all the time, which I don't, but
Sure.
I don't have time.
Sure.
But,
Sure.
like I said, any questions you have, feel free to call me, or if you see a lot that you've got a question about,
Sure.
if you can't get a hold of me, call the consignor.
Sure.
Call somebody.
Sure. Do you
Be glad to
know?
help.
Do you know? You may not be a big Facebooker, but do you know how else does Woodlawn and Millstone? Do those guys have Facebook pages and things as well that they can find some more
I
information
know
on?
Woodlawn does,
Okay.
Millstone does, and Southern Roots do.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Mr. Turner. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I know they do. but-
Okay. So people can go search around and find those and find a little more information about their operations as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. That'd give everybody a
Okay.
little bit of time. Look through you guys' Facebook, look through the SC sale, go find those other Facebook pages, look through those. Yeah, a guy can take half an evening doing that.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. Daryl, I sure appreciate you getting with us and getting this thing put together and appreciate you talking to us here on the Banners and Beyond sale.
Sounds good. And I appreciate your help and talking to me.
All right.
And I enjoyed it.
Well, we sure appreciate it. And again, the Banners and Beyond on SC going off on November 1st. And go on there, check all those cattle out. It is posted right now. And we want to thank Daryl and we want to thank the other operations that put these cattle together. And we want to thank you for listening to another edition of Before the Bid Podcast.
Welcome to Before the Bid, your connection to some of the world's best livestock sales. Stay tuned as your host, Andy Howe, takes you coast to coast, stopping along the way to talk with producers about their operation, their livestock, and of course, their upcoming sales. Let's get to it.